Hello, everybody. Yo, this is you reckon with the swagnificent one, King Daniel. Back on my left side, we reckon with my main man, my co-host, Jonathan, and this is the In Your Face
Thanks.
Show.
Show. We
Why
get
you
it one
gotta
day,
mess
man.
this up? Why you always messing it up, man? You always messing it up. I think it's like Bad Boy. We always messing it up. We always messing up the cadence,
Yeah.
man. Damn. All right, man. Yo, well, man, look, I just feel, man, what how was I have my main man. Sorry for the choke up. My fault, my fault. Now we're here
It's
with my
more than
main
nothing,
man,
dude.
our guest. We have a guest. We have a guest, my man Philly Phil,
What's going
my
on?
good man. What's up, everybody?
How's it
Tell him
going,
what's
Phil?
up, what's up. Tell him what's up. Go ahead and say, what's up, Philly.
What's up? What's going on?
He said, "What's up, everybody?" He said it. But yo, how y'all want to do this today, man? What y'all want to talk? What we want to talk about? We want to talk about overconfidence, man, and well, not overconfidence, just confidence. Having confidence in yourself, man, and believing in yourself. And to be honest with you, I feel like having confidence is key. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that if we don't have confidence in what we're doing, we're not going to get anywhere in life. You know what I'm saying? And the world is not going to acknowledge that. Nobody's going to do it for us. We got to believe in ourselves. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Very
And
true.
me and Jonathan and Phil as creators, we deal with a lot of stuff when it comes to haters, when it comes to a lot of shit. What you think about that, Phil? What's your thoughts on that, man?
I think if you've developed haters, you're doing something right.
Of
I
course.
mean, think about it. People want to tear down successful people, not people that aren't succeeding. They don't pay any mind to people that aren't succeeding. So, wear it as a badge of honor. And I feel like, and don't get me wrong, I struggle with sometimes people come out and they just cross lines and they get really mean. But it's like you said, if you believe in what you're doing and you believe what you're doing is right or it's for the right reason, they can say whatever they want. But at the end of the day, you just got to do you and you got to keep plugging along and let them stay in their misery and try to be an inspiration to people because you have two choices, right? You can either be um like what's the word? You could be envious or jealous or angry, or you could be inspired, and that's your choice when you wake up every day. And I want to be inspired by other creators. I want to be an inspiration to those trying to make it as well. And we're the indie community is a lot smaller than you realize, a lot tighter. And if we don't work together and build each other up, what are we doing? I mean, your competition shouldn't be the guy next to you. It should be yourself, being a
Right.
better person
Oh
tomorrow
yeah.
than you are
Big
today.
time. Big
Right.
time.
And
And the
that's
truth is, like, if your book is good, why do you care if mine's good or not? People will buy your book based on the quality of the product you put out, not based on what somebody else is doing. So stop focusing on them and focus on you.
right. And that's why, you know, I that's what I say about a lot of the people that I come in contact with when it comes to comments about my stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me trying to be great, I'm not me trying to be great because I'm always great, but it's not about me trying to be, not about me trying to be, cocky and putting people down. No, because I don't never put nobody down when I'm showing my confidence. It's basically I build people up when I'm building myself up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my motto, to build self as well as build others up. Because you have
Well,
those people. Go ahead.
sorry.
No,
So
no, no. Go
humble
ahead.
humble confidence is a good thing, because sometimes I think people conflate confidence with arrogance. It's not the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Believing in oneself is a healthy thing. believing you're better than someone else is not healthy, and there's a difference between the two. I'm no
Right,
better, but I'm no worse than anybody else. I'm just me.
right, and that's why like when I talk to a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? When I talk to a lot of people in the industry, it's like I've bumped into some of the most asshole guys in the industry, and y'all know who I'm about to say, so I don't even want to hear it. Y'all know who I'm about to say. I say his
I,
name.
I've probably known more of them too, because you're not.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
honestly already, I'm 99% confident of the first name that's going to come out of your mouth.
I,
Yeah,
of, of course, you know what I'm about to say, but I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that because I'm not a
We have
person
to be
who,
better. We have to be better. And the truth is,
yeah,
the more attention you give, they're like children. Negative attention is better than no attention. And the more you mention them and the more you feed into their crap, the more you're giving them their voice a power. You
right,
know,
and
right.
that's why sorry about that. That's why as a person, I'm not the type of person who air people out. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's to me on the real, putting people on blast and airing people out. You don't do that in front of people.
I've
You
only
know what I'm
put
saying?
3 people on blast, and it's because they were literally taking money out of my pocket with their lies and their deceit.
No, no, no.
When you hurt my business, you're hurting my family, my 2 little kids. Then you're going on blast. Everybody else I ignore and I move on, and there's been plenty.
No, yeah, yeah, of
Well,
course, of course. Nah, it's just that. Sorry about that. It's about trying to, it's not about that. Oh hell no! I smack the hell out of somebody who takes money out of my pocket. Like, nah, that's not. You know what I'm saying. You know me. Shit, boy. But what I'm trying to say is that it's a lot of people out there that hates on a person that has confidence. And my confidence is loud. You know what I'm saying? It's loud as a motherfucker. And I don't give a crap because that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's my confidence. My confidence is loud, and as soon as I come in the room, it's loud. You know what I'm saying? I walk it, I talk it, I say it, I spit it, I move it, and I groove it. And that's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But it's not about me. It's about the show. And what I wanted to do was bring this show to the forefront and bring it to where everybody can come on, whether it's enemies, whether it's, what I'm saying, bring people on so we all can grow, not just uh
Not everybody wants to grow though, unless it's on their own terms. Like,
exactly.
you have to have introspection to be able to grow, which means you have to look at it yourself, look at what you're contributing to a situation, what it is. I mean, if we're not going to name a person, but there's a person to name that has, if you mention this person's name, about 75 people are going to tell you they've had the same problem with them. Well, at some point, when does that person look inward and say, it can't be 75 people that are wrong and I'm right? You've got to look inward at yourself and take a little personal accountability. But these days, it's like a bad thing to say, take personal accountability.
it's
Right,
like
What
we
you put
say
out
it's
there is what you get back.
right. And
like we say in sales. The 3 people tell you no, it's probably them. If 5 people tell you no, it's definitely you.
Right.
exactly. Exactly. And
If
that's
three
it,
people have
bro.
a problem with you, it could be them. They could just be haters. But if like you start getting mountains of people,
Yeah.
definitely like there's a problem here. I want to make a point real quick on your original question, Daniel, and it's always the darkness. The darkness is the darkness, right? And so the darkness wants everything to be in darkness. So when the darkness sees light, it channels in on that light. It wants to shut off the light, whether it be
Right.
someone who's creating, whether it be someone who's like doing good deeds. It's like whenever you start getting success is when you're going to have the most amount of haters. I've actually been dealing with this week, and I can get into my personal life, but success has been growing, things have been happening. I begin making phone calls, people want to talk to me, and all of a sudden, people who I thought were my friends are blowing up, trying to stop it. And it's the darkness is always going to seek to destroy the light, and so it's almost as if having haters is a positive sign that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's why, to be totally honest, that's why us as people, Phil, I brought you on the show. We brought you on the show because we know that you're a good source of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We know that you're a good source of creativity and knowledge. And, that's why I said to you, that's why I tell you about the stuff that I tell you because we, come on now, we had so many talks about what we talked about. You know what I'm saying? And,
I mean,
bro,
look, some toxic people, and I think it's human nature. Unfortunately, we're all guilty of this. We could have 20 great interactions in a day and one 5 minute crappy one, and we'll focus on that crappy one. Like that dark energy is very contagious and all consuming. It is. It's very strong and short term strong, not long term strong. I mean, it's
right,
kind of
right,
like
right,
Star Wars. It's the quick way to power, but it's not lasting, right? So
right.
you let that 5 minute bad interaction supersede your mood of the entire day that was good otherwise. And I'm guilty of it, and I don't know why it is. I think it's human nature, but we need to try to make real strong efforts not to, because why empower these people? Why empower that darkness? And why make 5 minutes dictate the other thousands of minutes in your day? It's a waste of energy for all of us. It's draining, it's defeating, and to be honest with you, it makes you start second guessing yourself and doubting yourself, and now you're not focused on inspiring others, inspiring yourself, being where you want to be. um, I put up a meme yesterday. It says, "The enemy likes to hide wolves inside sheep's clothing, but that's okay because God hides lions inside of lambs."
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
And
Yeah,
and
that's true.
those people tend to think because you're kind, you're weak until they cross the line.
And
Yeah, they
that's
find
why I
real
said
quick.
exactly. That's why when we as people, in the comic book industry, I've seen see in the comic book industry, I've saw so many people beat down guys and guys that's just coming in. Some of the older guys, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, I've 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 dealt with it myself, and that's why, as a person, I cannot stand cyberbullying. I cannot stand cyberbullying in the comic book industry because you got some of the most evil, darkest fucking people. Excuse my French, darkest people in the comic book industry, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of them in the industry put out their dark feelings in their art. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of comic book artists go through depression,
Yeah.
and I know I do
Writers in
sometimes.
general and
I
all art.
know, I know I do, but not what I'm saying is that I'm talking about a writer's block. I don't mean a depression in that type of manner. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people in the industry, and I've seen a lot of guys tell me about this. Well, I don't have no help to build this thing, and you know what I'm saying. And I've been through that. I know what it feels like, and that's why I say people need to understand that take some time. And this is, and I'm talking to the vets because they know what it's like to be in this industry. And I'm talking to most of the vets. I'm talking to some of the rookies too. Take the time to help out your fellow man, your fellow artist, your fellow writer, because you never know what can happen what's the outcome out of that. You know what I'm saying? You could save somebody's life just by coming down off your damn pedestal and help somebody. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them,
Well,
get to know them.
keep this in mind. I'm friends and know a lot of big names in the industry because I run my conventions. A lot of them are really supportive when you reach out to them, but they do get a flood of fans, and you can only do so much as a human. But even if you're a big name, remember, ego is still involved, and they may be concerned that you're the next big thing that takes a job away from them.
Oh
And
yeah, hold on, hold
when you get shunned by a big
on.
name, sometimes it's they just don't think you're worth it. Sometimes they're afraid that you're worth it, and
And
they don't want you taking their next job.
exactly, and And that's why I say Philly Phil. You know, bro, that's what I'm saying.
Truth
We
is,
as
I mean, as a consumer, I would rather get two good books than one good book. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
yeah.
hell
Like
yeah,
And there's enough
if
people
I'm
to
at a
go around.
convention and I go over to this, independent artist, if I like what they're doing, I'm gonna buy it. And I go to the next, I'm gonna buy it. I've always supported indie more than mainstream. I mean, when I was a kid, I was all about the mainstream, but as an adult, if I'm taking my daughter to a convention and stuff, my money's going towards the guy who's sitting there. I made this and I like it and I think it's cool and I want you to
And it's
have it
out of passion, right?
because that passion is invaluable. You
By the
know.
way, do you have a link to the show? Because I have some people asking for a link. They want to find. They can't find the show. They want to get in. You could
Yes.
hold
send it to
on.
me. Send
Yeah,
it to
yeah,
me
yeah,
in private chat even, and I can copy it and put it out there.
yeah, Jonathan, send him the link, bro.
I don't
You
know where
know,
the link's at. I was trying to find it just a second ago. If you want, I'll go and search. Is it?
I'm losing
Hold on,
you.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What's their I think I can send them the link to come on the show and join the conversation.
We'd like to have some
No, we want.
viewers.
They're looking for a viewer link. Like, where are they finding the show?
What the fuck? Why the? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
But
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
as far as what you were talking about, I really
This
we're
We're
losing you.
live.
just in a minute, all right? Are we live on YouTube and Facebook?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, by the way, go to the comments. You have the one thing highlighted to get that off the screen, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Click in the comments. Click that you have highlighted, and it'll get rid of this off the screen.
The banner. Y'all do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find the link real quick, okay? So y'all keep it.
Yeah,
If I get kicked off, just let me back in.
we already in.
I know, but I'm gonna go find this. So
Oh,
hold
okay,
up.
Okay.
okay.
If you know, I'm a big believer in God, not organized religion, but God. And
Yeah, of course.
but I look at it this way: God can only help those who want to help themselves, because otherwise He'd be forcing you, right? And God's not going to force you. It's kind of like if you had a loved one that was an alcoholic, until they can accept that they have a problem with drinking, you can't help them no matter how much you want to. Well, I think that's
Right,
how God is too. If I'm not going to
right,
look to help myself, what is God going to do for me? He can't. He may have the
right,
power to force me to do what he wants, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants you to he wants your love and your acceptance to be of your own choice. So with that freedom of choice, you have the freedom of doing what you want to do. And if you choose to not help yourself or ignore what you're doing or putting out there or not look inward, well then what the heck is he going to do for you?
right. And that's why when I talk to a lot of guys hate on me because I'm always yelling, not yelling out. I'm always putting out what I know, what I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if I say I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. You speak it into existence that you are the best. And a lot of big guys get mad at me because of that. Look, you can't get mad at a person for having self confidence, for having believing in themselves.
But why does I don't understand why that would bother, even if they felt that you were being arrogant or that you should have a
No, no, no.
quiet
It's not bothering
confidence.
me. It's not bothering
No,
me.
no, no,
It's
no, no. That's not what I'm saying. Is the people that are offended by you saying that, what even if they thought you were being arrogant or they feel you should have a quiet confidence, not an outspoken confidence, why does it bother them? Go do you.
right. And it's so dark in here. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Um that's why a lot of the stuff that we as do as people, we just have to keep to continue to do it. Like this show, man. Um I have a lot of guys that want to come on the show that want to enjoy the festivities. You know what I'm saying? That is clamoring to get on this goddamn thing, man. And like I said, when you come on the show, you coming on the show to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the energy. Shit, we coming to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said us as people, you know what I'm saying? Wherever every show that I've done, I come with a confident energy.
Right.
And that's what I want to see guys do in the industry. Not come in with all the dull, oh my God. Like all some of the shows that I was on, I'm looking at these guys, I'm like, are y'all here? Like, y'all don't seem happy to do what you do, you know what I'm saying? And it just it just made me wonder, like, are y'all really here? Like, are y'all together? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
it's a question of why are you doing your book or why are you creating? Are you creating because you love what you're doing, or are you creating because you don't want a day job and you just want to, avoid a day job? Because if you're doing it because you just want to make money and not have a day job, then you're not going to be happy until you reach that level of success. Now you're just drudging through another job. But if you love what you do and you enjoy putting out books and you enjoy doing stuff like I do with my book, then yes, you want it to succeed and you love to make money, but you're still enjoying the process, you know?
right,
And I think some guys, they're not enjoying the process because they're like, well, I want to be big. I want to be big. Okay, we all do, but it takes time, it takes hustle, it takes hard work, but it takes passion. And that passion comes from loving what you're doing, not the end result, but the process.
right, right. Hey, oh shit. Hey, Phil,
Yeah,
checking your
I just got it.
all right, hold on. Hold up. I'm waiting for Jonathan to come back. Cause see, no, notice that on this show, we are a revolving door. You get what I'm saying? We come in and out. You know what I'm saying? And we're not like other shows where we're stagnant and we're just a lot of a lot of shows. They're just like they're boring. We come with the energy, the rah rah rah, the loud boom. You know what I'm saying? We come with that you know that laughter, that goofiness, and that's our identity. We're establishing our identity, and that is bringing laughter and goofiness and love to the industry. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
but again, your motivation has a lot to do with your mood. Why are you in this industry? Why are you creating what you're creating? And that's important because again, if your motivation to create is just because you don't want a day job or you think you're going to be famous and rich in 5 minutes, well, then you're never going to be happy. But if your motivation to create is for the sake of creating, the passion you have for it, and the fun, with hoping for that kind of result, you're probably more likely to be happy.
Right. And that's why, like I said, man, like we as people, you know, we're building and we're showing the people who how to just be happy, man. You know what I'm saying? If
And
you
this thing, I don't know if it's my job to teach others to be happy because miserable people want to stay miserable. You can't get through to. It's like you ever go to a store and you see that clerk that just looks so unhappy, and you're like, smile, it's gonna be okay. And then they look at you like, fuck you. Well, that person doesn't want to be happy. They're comfortable in their misery. Misery and sadness are like a warm blanket after a while. I mean, think about it. When you get sad or upset, you want to put on upset music and you want to shut off all the lights and you want to block out the sun because you want to revel in that misery. We don't sit there and put on
The
fun
spiritual
music.
condition.
Right. We don't just sit there and put on the music, lively, happy music, and try to get out of the funk. We just get comfortable in the funk. And but the difference is there are some people that they get comfortable in the funk themselves, and there are some people that have to bring you with them.
Hey, really quick, I do want to let y'all know that I found the link. If you go hit the chat bottom button on the bottom, I set the link in there. Y'all can copy paste that, throw it out on your social medias, or send it to your friends. So I do apologize. I had to do a little bit of tech stuff there for a second, but the
No
the, the
problem.
link for this stream is in the chat in our little personal chat right now. So if y'all want to share that
Hold on,
out to
hold
the
on,
Yeah,
homies,
I put
it's
it up
there.
already.
hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm gonna send.
So
Yo, Phil.
Yeah.
Yo, go on my. Can you go on my page and send the stream to the groups and shit like that?
Let me see.
Cause I'm about to do that
hey,
right
while,
now.
while y'all do that though, I do want to make a point. Um, we're talking about industry, but I mean, in my personal experience, so even before I tried to start doing industry stuff, um, a lot of my haters actually came from my personal life. You know what I'm saying? From friends and family, just because I wanted to be an animator, and I went to school for multimedia and animation, and that was my whole goal, which was great when you're 18, 19, and your friends are watching anime and after school. But the older you get, I'm 41 now, and as I got
Right,
older and older, it became like more bizarre, and more people would look at it like, oh, you're not a grown up, like, oh, you'll grow out of this. You're not a grown up. And you're like, no, this is a career. This is a
Right.
choice I made when I was young. When I said, what do I want to do when I grow up? Do that, and there is a lot of negative. I mean, I've lost girlfriends. I've had friends. When are you gonna stop staying at home drawing and come out and do adult things like going to the bar, and you know what I'm saying, and
And the
and, and
funny thing is,
being a degenerate.
those same people will go out to watch a fantasy movie or go pick up an illustrated book or listen to music. If we all listened to them, there'd be no music on the radio, there'd be no movies, there'd be no comic books, there'd be no written books. You pick
Mhm.
up Harry Potter, but you're going to crap on the guy that's trying to create something new. These people make no sense.
Yeah. I've always heard it. I remember every holiday going with the family, and we all sit around and watch Star Wars. We all sit around and watch this, and it was like as a family we were like experiencing fantasy together. But then
Right.
then we're sitting at the dinner table, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's not. No one's gonna watch that. No one does that. That's for those people to do. That's for that rare few people." But like, as a creative compulsive myself, like it's like I either create or I go insane, because when I'm not creating, I'm miserable. I'm depressed. I'm locked in a room. It really takes art and excitement and adventure for me to function as a human. The second I stop working on stuff is a step that I just start dying on the inside, you know?
Well, and
And
that's the thing is,
regardless of whether I become the next Steven Spielberg, regardless of whether I get noticed in my lifetime, I do it for my mental health, you know?
well, I mean, think about it. As we get older, we've seen it all, we've done it all. Life kind of gets boring. I mean, it's just routine, it's responsibility, it's routine. So that's depressing. But when you can create, whether it's a new board game or a movie, that you or a manuscript, for a movie script or a comic book, it brings something new, something bright. You're challenging yourself. It's definitely a motivator to feel alive, to feel it's not just this mundane crap, that you have this purpose. Even if that purpose only reaches 5 people, you're creating, you're putting something out there, and it's breaking up the mundane life. Hey, Greg
Yeah.
Johnson, what's going on?
right. And that is the whole situation that I attend to. That's why I never really took it to consideration that a lot of these guys in the industry, man, they don't. It seems like they don't have no life within them, man. Y'all hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, it's like they have no life within them, and I don't concern myself with them, and that's why when I see these shows and stuff like that, it's like no energy, no, let's go. Like when you see me and you see me on this show, it's always energy. It's always that passion, that hunger, that beast. And that's
We
Well,
lost you.
yeah, a lot of times I feel with mainstream books, they're producing a book to produce a book.
Right.
Like the lack of creativity, I mean, the fact that they keep having to rewrite the same story, like Civil War 1, Civil War 2, and what was it? Dark Reign was basically just like Civil War, but in New York. Like it kills me that we can't get a new story. And a lot of the new writers who come in, they come in because they want to write, not because they love the characters. And there's been so much done to classic characters. I don't even recognize the characters anymore. I don't know who these
Yeah,
characters are. That's
I
why
agree.
indie has become such a big deal in my personal life, and I know a lot of collectors, because if you don't recognize Spider-Man anymore, if it's not the same Peter Parker you grew up with, I want to, then why would you keep going? Because it's like this is something completely different. So you find
You know
something new
why?
that interests you. You know?
You know why? Because they hang on to the hope that that book will be written like the character they loved again, but it's not going to. That's the problem. They're hanging on to the hope that it'll be their Spider-Man again, and it's never going to be. That's just the way it is. But what really frustrates me, if I'm to be honest, is if you look at the indie community, other than a few certain names like Billy Tucci and stuff who created original characters, a lot of the people that are being successful on a small level in the indie community are regurgitating like facsimiles of characters that are already established, right? Or they're doing like the sexual stuff. But the guy that's trying to put out, or the woman that's trying to put out something new, original, they're struggling really hard to get some exposure, to get a following. And it's like maybe this Wednesday, save that $5 or $6 on that comic that you've really not been happy with for the last 12 years, but you keep collecting out of fandom, and give a new book a try. You might be surprised.
There
Oh
have been
yeah.
so many indie books that I missed. That you know what I'm saying? Like I missed the kickstart. And I still, you know what I'm saying? I still look back like I thoroughly enjoyed. I talked about this on the last show. I thoroughly enjoyed Jawbreakers. I was pleasantly surprised by Jawbreakers. I thought, and then I never got the second one. And like to this day, I got Jawbreakers, and so I was like, hey, maybe I need to start collecting GI Joe again. Because I used to love GI. So I started collecting GI Joe books. I'm like, this is crap. So I spent the money on the GI Joe book, but didn't spend the money on the sequel. And I still kind of kick myself because those are kind of costly right now.
Well, I mean, think about it though. You spend $8 on a cup of Starbucks coffee that they didn't even spell your name right. Maybe this week, forego the coffee and go just pick any indie book that looks remotely interesting and go support. Because it's a domino effect. You're not just supporting that person's book, you're supporting everyone who worked on it and giving them an opportunity to work on another book and another book and another book. You're helping dreams come true, you know? And like Greg
Yeah.
says, there are many really cool indie books out there that you don't even know about, like mine.
Shout out to Greg Johnston, who just said, "What up, guys? What's up, Greg Johnston?" I guess he figured out how to get the chat on the screen.
I sent them the link. Oh, Greg
Ah,
Johnson. Yeah,
hey
yeah.
Phil, I want to bring up something real quick. I don't know if it's on your end or on my end. It might be because I don't have headphones, but I could hear you fine earlier, and now your volume, your vocals are real low. So I don't know if we've like
Really?
moved a microphone or if anything.
I haven't. Greg, am I coming out loud or am I coming out low?
Soft. I could hear you fine 10 minutes ago, and then within the past 10 minutes, it's just kind of gotten a little bit lower. It could just be on my end. I don't know. I can still hear Daniel pretty well.
I don't know. Greg, are you still there? Let me know if I'm coming out clear or not because I didn't change anything.
Yeah, it might be on my end. You never know. I'm unprepared. I'm mid move, so I don't have my headphones. I don't have my microphone set up and all that jazz. So,
Uh,
Phil, can I ask you about your book and what you've been working on?
yeah, the second book. Both books did well on Kickstarter, over 10 grand. It's Tragedy. That's the main character, the protagonist there. And I've had covers by Will Spatasio, Ian Churchill, Larry Stroman, a bunch of people, and um, she's my baby. She's an Irish assassin in Hell's Kitchen. The reason why it's Hell's Kitchen is because that's where the Irish mafia exists. That's the breath of the dragon. That's her adversary. Um, and the book is doing really well. It's on Indiegogo right now. Indiegogo has been kind of slow. I haven't really gotten a big following on that. Um, but Kickstarter, I've been, thankfully, both the first two issues have done really well. Um, so Greg said maybe it is. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's my reception that I am lower. I don't know because I didn't change anything.
We're still a fledgling podcast, so stuff like this happens. As we pick up and things get better, we're going to figure out these. I think we've had a technical difficulty on just about every single show so far.
Hey, fuck it. Hey, man, look. Hey, well, look. I'll tell you like this. Whether they like it or not, we still going to blow the roof off the joint every game, every day. And then, to be honest with you, and I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't care what people say about this podcast, man. This is a show that is coming with a good vibe, that's coming with a good energy. And if people don't like it, they can, you know what you could do. I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, get out of here. Anyway, thank you. Anyway, I'm okay. I gotta be goofy. Y'all know I gotta be goofy. Gotta get that out. Nah. Yo, nah, yo, like, what do you feel, like, what do you feel about some of the guys that are up and coming in the industry? What can you, what knowledge can you, put in their head about the industry?
The first thing I'd say is, as much as we love comic books, if you're looking to succeed, you have to recognize that you're now entering it as a business. And business involves money, and it involves marketing, and it involves knowledge of that business. You can't just come in and say, I want to make a book and not understand what page rates are, what artists do, what editors do, all the different roles of a creative team, and think you're going to make a book. Um, you have to network, you have to socialize, you have to grind. It's a job. It may be a job you love, but it's a job and it's a business. And this isn't like, look, if you have a friend that wants to draw your book for free, more power to you. God bless you. But if you think you're going to go find an artist that's going to want to collaborate for free on your project, you might be a little naive to the way things go, And if you're going to hire them, you can't offer them $20 a page. If you're not ready to pay for a quality artist, then you have two choices to make: put out a low quality book and then hope for the best, or wait until you can put out a quality book. And I have to say, I know that sounds mean, but if this indie industry is going to pick up, we have to have higher quality books, or nobody's going to pay us
Truth.
any mind.
Well, and that's where I come in, because like I said, I've been telling a lot of guys, look, man, your first impression is your last impression. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
if you come into this industry and you think, oh, it's just easy, it's no, hell no, no, because your first impression is put that motherfucker out there and let it blow. But if you, it's like you have to give it the best presentation you ever gave something in your life.
And
It's like
that's the
first,
thing.
I have a friend I've been trying to help out, and that's his biggest hindrance, without mentioning names, is because he's a family man, and
Mhm.
he's very religious background, family man, love the Duke to death, super creative. I love his ideas. I want to see his stuff, but his finances are tied up in his home life, and so he's constantly wanting. So he's going all over online asking people to work for him for free, you know. And even though I've seen his ideas, and I've actually got some art for him. I've paid for art for him because I want to see his ideas succeed. But like, I don't have endless pockets, you know. And it's just, and I told him, it's like, you really got to invest. And he's like, no, you know, I'm gonna pray and God's gonna bring me that free artist. And I'm like, the free artist, I don't think is coming, bro. Like, what you're gonna have to do is either, you know, live within your work means and find a side hustle to pay for this. Something's gonna happen. But if you're not willing to pay, I've got people all the oh, you do this, like help me do this for free. It's like, I don't have time, energy. I work 60 hours a week. When I'm
Right,
not working, I'm creating, and I'm in the laboratory. And there are nights that I will get off of a 12-hour day and I will spend 6 hours creating, and I'll feel like shoot the next day
right.
because I stayed up all night working on a project when I should have been sleeping. But that's called passion.
And
Right.
no disrespect to your friend, I really don't mean that, but it goes back to what I said before. I don't think God can help you unless you can help yourself. I mean, it's like
Yes.
that. It's like that alcoholic. You can have someone you love more than anything, but until they realize they have a problem that needs to change, you can't do anything for them. So just thinking that God is Santa and He's going to grant you, a present or a wish. I don't know if that's really how it works. I mean, I could be wrong because I haven't directly had a conversation with God per se, but um, sometimes you want it bad enough, you got to go grind, get that second job. I work three. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to do what you got to do, and it's how bad do you want it, and you can't expect others to donate all of their time for your dream because here's the real truth that sucks. Nobody gives a crap about your book or your character more than you do.
This is
Period.
true.
Right.
But I will say
Right.
this: Greg Johnston has been a big supporter, fan, and friend of me with my book, so I'm grateful for that.
Right.
Um, but you know what? I grinded and I hustled and I got out there, and he came upon me on Facebook and we became friends because you gotta hustle. That's it. Nothing gets handed to you in this world. There's no magic pill for weight loss, and there's no magic pill for success. It doesn't work that way, and it never will work that way.
Right. And see, this is the thing, Um, it's like you got to take one step and got to take two. If you take four
Yeah.
steps, got to take five.
But as
You
long
know
as
what
you're
I'm
taking
saying?
that step, he'll help elevate you. But you have to take the step.
Exactly. It's like
He
stepping out
can't
on
do it all
faith.
for you.
Right. It's like stepping out on faith and going out there and getting what you want, and he'll supply, the footwork. You know what I'm saying? And see, this is the thing too. You have a lot of guys that are lazy, in this industry, man. And like I said, a lazy person will not mount or not get anything done.
And
You know what
neither
I'm
will an
saying?
entitled person and I'm not referring to your friend, mind you. I'm just, if you're entitled and you think you deserve something, and again, I'm not talking about your friend. I hope that comes across. I'm not trying to attack him. If you feel there are some people that feel no, I'm serious because I'm not talking about him. There's people that
No, no,
feel
I know. I was just messing with you.
they're entitled to success. That my book is great. It should be successful. Should, would, could. It doesn't matter because there are people that are talented musicians that never did anything with their talent and wasted it and never became anything. And that's because you never put the hustle in because you thought you should just be big. I think I should
Right.
be rich and more handsome and thinner, but I'm not. Okay, so I mean,
And yeah, like for example, I thought I was gonna be thin and muscles and
yeah,
shit. I got a stomach and I'm bald headed. Come on.
dude, there's no magic. There's no magic pill, and you are none of us are entitled to a damn thing in this life. You're not
Hell yeah.
entitled. You're not even entitled to tomorrow. God forbid any one of us could be gone tomorrow. We're not entitled to anything. We
Amen.
get what we work for. We get what we earn. We get what we try to strive for. That's it.
If you're not, you're just wasting time if you're just sitting there on your ass and just
And don't blame
waiting.
anybody else. It's nobody else's fault. You're you. I'm not. Nobody is put on this planet to motivate me. God motivates me, and I motivate me. The rest is just is. I appreciate the rest, but at the end of the day, I'm the one who's got to get up and strap on my shoes and look in the mirror and see who I see and face my day. I can't expect other people to spend their life devoted to lifting me up. That's not fair. Lift yourself up, and then we can lift each other up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
Hallelujah.
damn right. Jesus Christ. Yes, Lord.
I'm
It
sorry.
was
Nah,
actually
I do. I get annoyed
A
when
Muslim
people
friend of
think it's
mine once told me, he's like, God only helps those who help themselves. And I was like, that is so wise.
yeah, and
My
to be
pastor
honest
never
with
told
you,
me that.
to be honest with you, is that you know, it's like I've dealt with some of the most coolest guys in the industry, and I've dealt with some of the most ficklest guys in the industry. And y'all know who I'm fickle ones I'm talking about. But I don't put people on blast, and I don't air people out in public. We do that privately. We talk
not worth
let
the
each other.
attention anyway.
Exactly. And like I said, it's us as people. We got to do it like stop coming in with the evil intentions and come in with the just ready to strive and ready to get down and get in the dirt and just run and go for for yours.
But see,
Man,
this the thing is, people never see themselves as the villain of their own story. Everyone sees themselves as the hero of their story. They always feel justified in what they do, no matter how villainous it is.
but
Otherwise, they wouldn't do what they do.
see that's
I've got a
the
quick point to make on that little topic. So for a very short period of time, I might go do this again, but it was stressing me out. But I was trying to do stand up comedy, which is a lot harder than it looks. And
Oh, it is.
comics make it look really easy. So I was doing stand up comedy for a few weeks, and I got into a discussion with three comics. You know, some of them new, and one of them was like a big name. And I was explaining because one of them was just like bashing people in wheelchairs, and I was just like, I don't know, man. I like why? Like why was that even appropriate? And I was talking about punching up versus punching down. I was like, if I'm going to write a comedy, if I'm going to do it, and especially what I do on my channel, I punch up. I do like to laugh and joke and make fun of people, but I make fun of politicians, millionaires, people who can take it. Like they can go cry in their pile of money, but I'm not going to go and bash someone, who can't get a job because they have a disease or something. And these I was the only one in this entire group of comedians who thought that punching up was okay, but punching down, all of them were like, no, you have to make fun of people. You got to make fun of midgets. You got to make fun of people with disabilities. Like it's okay. You're a comedian. Like that's our job. And I look at people like the Quartering, who I've watched for years and I've enjoyed. And actually, John Delaraz did a video this week on the Quartering, kind of bashing him, and I kind of get it. Like there's people online who really just want to make a career off of insulting others, which again are people like us who are doing things, trying to make things happen. It's like, why are you going to attack the person who is putting their life and soul into a project to create something good for the world, when you've got like corrupt politicians, you've got evil corporations. Like we have plenty of villains in the world to try to villainize the person who is trying their hardest to do something good because they feel a passion about it. I just feel in my personal life and in my personal career, I don't ever want to attack someone who's working hard. I want to attack someone who's made it and they're a jerk. you know, like, but
Well, I think a lot of people who make it, it's a trap where you forget the struggle. You forget when you were trying to get a leg up, and but I think it's not so cut and dry either. It's just forgetting it. The more famous you get, the more people try to use you. You know,
yeah.
so and it's not always just cut and dry. That bless you. It's not always cut and dry that someone's just being a jerk. Sometimes you get guarded, and as much as you want to help, you can't trust because a lot of people will try to use you. they'll try to befriend you and get in your inner circle so they can benefit from you. And I think the root of everything, I had this conversation this morning. We talk about greed, or we talk about evil, or we talk about all these jealousy. Everything revolves around ego, whether it's
Hell
a
yeah.
whether it's a inflated ego or deflated ego. Like, there are people that are insecure, so what do? They put you down so they can feel like they elevated themselves, or they're jealous or envious of what you're doing because they're not confident what they're doing and they wish they were there. Or someone who's arrogant and thinks they're better than you, or somebody who's insecure and pretends to be arrogant to overcompensate. It's all ego. Everything we do is ego driven. Now, do we do it positively for ego or negatively is the question. But I deal with so many egos that it's like, just put it away, man. Put it away. In the comic industry, it's just about putting out good stories. That's it. You don't need to know what I think as a writer on a political or social spectrum. That's not my job. My book should not be my pulpit. All right. I just want to put out a good story. If you know what my political and social thoughts are as an artist, I mean, as a writer, I failed you. Now, you can use the current social climate as a backdrop for your story. That's fine. They've always done that. But when I start injecting my personal views to tell you what to think, I'm failing you as a writer. You want to use a social climate like, riots that went on last summer, or what's going on with Trump or whatever, as a background politically, or illegal immigration. That's up to you. But when I start injecting what I think is the right or wrong part of it, and I'm throwing stuff in there that's one sided, I'm also alienating a whole 50% of my fan base or my readership. Just write a good
Very
story.
true.
People are trying to escape this shit. This is why they go to media. And when media is inundating you with the same shit you're trying to get away from, they're no longer happy with that media. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't afford to lose one reader right now, okay? I'm a nobody trying to make something, and I'm
But hold
grateful
on.
for every reader I get.
Hold up, Philly Phil. Hold up. Let me step in on that. 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 Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. You got a friend and reader in me, my nigga. Sorry about that, my man. My man. And you're great, man. And that's why I say, man, forget all those people who don't want to read it, who don't want to, man, because to me, honestly, in the industry, they are nobody. You are somebody to me and to everybody who you touch, man. And like I said, man, you've touched people that you don't even know you touched. You know what I'm
That
saying?
doesn't
And
sound right. I promise you I have not touched
hey,
anybody.
hey, 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 hey.
I promise
I'm
I
not
haven't
saying
touched
like that.
anybody.
I'm not saying it in that manner. You know, now hold up now. I ain't saying it in that manner, not sexually or anything. But I'm saying it in a manner of, what I'm saying, in a touch their hearts. So I don't know why I didn't use that. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Hearts. There you go. Thank you, hearts.
See now, hey.
You make me. It makes me think of. Oh wait, were you done, Daniel?
No. Go ahead.
So you were. Your point you were just making, Phil, reminds me of the dilemma of Rorschach. Alan. What was it? Alan Moore.
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore wrote Rorschach as this extreme right wing character, as his personal beliefs are extreme left leaning. He wanted to make a character that kind of represented something he didn't like in society, and so he made it like an extreme version of a right wing person and put it into the comic book, thinking that this will like people will finally kind of understand. And like people love Rorschach. Rorschach is one of the
Yeah.
most iconic and epic characters of that series. and is kind of universally loved. And like I read an interview with Alan. He's like, I created Rorschach to be someone that so people wouldn't like that type of person, and he tried to put his politics into it, and it completely backfired because that's
Well, he also was
probably
very.
one of
It
the
wasn't
most fan favorite characters in that series. But we actually did talk about this last week, how much politics and comics and movies, I mean, it kills it instantly. The second it starts going political, I couldn't even, I love Punisher. I watched 2 episodes of Punisher and there was so much politics in it. I couldn't finish. I still don't know what happened on Netflix Punisher. It's because exactly we're trying to get away from that as artistic and creative means you want to go into fantasy. You want to go. We spend our whole days like inundated with reality. Reality gets too much. The only reason you're unplugging from reality and plugging into fantasy is to get away from that. And the
right.
second you plug into fantasy and that's all you've got, it's just too much. It's over there for me. I just go and do something else. Draw,
Yeah,
play a
I
video
mean,
game, whatever.
I mean, you can only take so much of anything, especially if it's negative. And it's been a hard 2 years for everybody, and you want to keep pushing that shit. Listen, I'm done hearing about certain things for a while. Let me detox. Let me take a breath. Get me away from this. And I don't need crap, the same crap in every show and everything I read. I want to be, yeah, Greg said.
Whoa, sorry
I
about
want to be
that.
entertained, not lectured to. And as far as Alan Moore, he was not overt about that. And I think it went over a lot of people's heads what he was doing, and that's why. And they just liked Rorschach because Rorschach really didn't give a shit. Rorschach didn't follow social norms. Rorschach wasn't, and here's the funny thing, he wasn't a conformist. And that's what everybody appealed to and loved. Um, that's not a conservative or liberal thing. That's just being free,
Yeah,
being free of constraints. And the irony is, we have right and left fighting, and we're forgetting at the end of the day, we all just want to be safe, love our families, take care of our families, and lead a fulfilling, rich life. We may have different ways of thinking to go about that, but why can't we just acknowledge that despite what we think is different, we have the same goals? Because the truth is, we're not focused on the real problem, and that's government. That's not each other.
yeah.
you know,
Right,
Daniel's not my enemy for being black, and you're not my enemy, whatever your political affiliation is. We're all just trying to get by and lead a fulfilling life in some way, shape, or form. And
right.
entertainment should be a way to bring us together. Comic books should be a way to bring us together because you go to a comic convention, there's no life right or left. There's the X-Men are awesome. Captain America's awesome. That's what it should be. And we're getting away even in comics now we're getting away from that. And it's bullshit. Enough already.
Well, I
And
tell you
and
what though. Sorry about that.
no, go ahead.
I tell you what. My fault about that. Just stepping in. Well, bro, it's like a lot of guys in the industry, a lot of people in the industry. Like for example, okay, we focus on the fake things. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, for example, you will not see, and I'm going to the real life here. You will not see a Spider-Man or a Superman or a Batman in the real world. You won't see it. You won't. You
You haven't
won't.
seen me in my tights, but that's another story.
Exactly. You
Go ahead.
won't. That's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty. You won't see. You won't see. Come on now. Come on. Come on. You just want to see a guy in a leotard wearing drawers, flying around. Come on, man. Wearing tighty whities. Come on, man. Wearing speedos. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Batman. Nigga, come on, man. They're gonna look at the nigga like he crazy, like shoot that nigga. Wow. Come on, man.
I'm
Come
still
on.
trying to figure out why Jubilee never changed clothes in the X-Men animated series. Like she's not even wearing a costume. She just wears the same clothes every day.
Yeah. She went to the Olive Oil Fashion Institute.
Yeah.
Like for
Like
example,
Dave, does he
okay,
have like 50 shirts that are the same or is it the
Yeah,
same shirt?
and
like
the yellow coat.
okay, like for example, okay, X Men Origins, right? Like not X Men Origins, Wolverine Origins, right? Like they casted Gambit. Come on, man. How the fuck you messed that up? Gambit was supposed to be he's supposed to speak Cajun or how Louisiana people
Right.
from Louisiana talk. The nigga talking English.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, these are corporates that they don't know the comics. They don't give a shit. They want to put
That's what I'm
a
talking
handsome
about.
actor in there to get women to watch the damn movie.
But bro, that's what I'm saying. You talk to a person that has never read comics but just looked at the movie, they'll be like, "That's so awesome," and they trying to teach you how to teach you about the movie,
As
teach you
someone who
about it.
lived in Louisiana for a long time, I'm just gonna have to say I was triggered.
Exactly.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. Look. We have people selling comic books and running comic stores that don't know the history of comics or read a damn book in their life. We have people that are drawing artists drawing, and they don't even know who Jack Kirby is. We have people that are writing books and they have no idea who some of the great writers of comic history are or the great stories. Because you know what? There are those that have fandom and passion for the industry, and there are those that just don't want to work a 9 to 5.
But hold up though,
Okay.
I'm gonna step on a couple toes here. People look at Stan Lee as a great writer, but what people don't understand is that Jack Kirby was the one that did all that. Jack Kirby
Well,
was the one that did all
The
the work.
Marvel way was, I mean, Stan did all the dialogue, but he left Jack to do everything else. So,
Exactly.
I made the
right,
comparison this week that Jack Kirby is to Stan Lee what Tesla was to Edison. You know,
nice,
Edison made all the
nice.
money, Tesla made the damn light bulb.
But we do have to
You
give
know?
but we do have to give Stanley credit for a few reasons. He
No,
did
I
create
love Stan. I'm
characters
not
that were
gonna.
relatable and more three-dimensional than what DC was doing. One and two, he was a hell of a showman and marketer. He brought Marvel to its stardom. Yes, he utilized talent like Jack Kirby, but he had a lot to do with his gamesmanship, his marketing, and giving you characters like Spider-Man that were relatable because he did come up with the concepts of who the characters were,
But
and then Kirby took them, put them in a nice, beautiful two-dimensional package, and sold it to you visually. So I don't think you can have one without the other. I think the
right,
two of them
True.
together
True.
right,
you only get what you get. Look, the great when you look at the greats in life, whether it's the Beatles or the Stones or whatever, it was never one person because anytime they break off and do their own thing, it never worked. It was the rare magic of them together that make
right.
it great.
That's and to be honest too, I'm gonna tell you like this. And it's that somebody told me right, and this has always been on my mind. How did Marvel and DC steal all those characters that they had? A lot of those characters that they had, not all.
Well, they stole all these
I'm
characters because
sorry, I missed
artists
that. How
created
did they
them.
what?
How did they steal all those characters that they had? How did they get them?
Because the contracts are when you work for Marvel and DC, whatever character you create is theirs. So when you're a writer, like when or DC for example, you got Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon. Chuck Dixon, they created Bane together. Well, because they were working for DC, that's automatically a DC character now, and a lot of people
I
are
mean,
tired
that's
of that,
literally how Image got created. Was creators
right?
tired of their characters being stolen and misused, and that's what got Todd. Who was it? Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson, I
And
believe,
no, David
and
Michelini
Jim Lee.
and Todd McFarlane created Venom.
I was actually I have Eric Larson on my page too. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
interviewed him once.
Really,
Yeah.
I used to love the Savage Dragon, and I've seen some of the recent Savage Dragon, and I thought I just saw the covers, and I was like, man, this got like erotica or something. I don't know if you. I
Yeah,
don't.
I know.
I honestly would like to read it, but it looks like it's kind of turned into porn or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that at all. It kind of looks kind of gross to me, to be honest with you.
I mean, I
You
saw
know,
it from the outside. I'm not going to judge the book by the cover, but looking at the cover, I was like, holy shit, what did he get into?
yeah, well, like I'ma just say it. Some guys like a little freaky freak. You know what I'm saying? They like to get their freak on in the comic books. You know what I'm saying? That's being honest. Like to get
I
I
their
mean,
want to bring
freaky
you
something
do
freaky.
up.
you.
I
If that's
actually
what
did a
you like,
video
but
on it last night, and I want to get some creators' opinions on it. Are y'all familiar with Art Spiegelman's Mouse?
yes, there's a big thing in Tennessee about that right now.
Yeah, they're trying to ban it. Are you familiar with it,
I never
um,
looked at it, but I know
Daniel?
deals with the
No,
Holocaust
I
and
haven't
nudity in
really
it.
looked into it yet, but
It's it's a
keep on
it's
talking.
a it's a first person autobiography of a Holocaust survivor who it's everything he went through during the Holocaust, but it's a comic book and it's like the Jews are mice, the Nazis are cats, the Polish are pigs, and he just told his grandfather's story, and now they're banning it in schools.
That's crazy.
My understanding is there, and I'm not defending either side, but my understanding is there's a lot of nudity in it, and they felt it was too much for young kids. I don't have an opinion on it because I have not read the book, and I think the biggest thing that we can do as a society, stop throwing out opinions based on ignorance. Go do your
Yeah,
research. Actually read the freaking book before you make a decision whether you're against or for. And too many
yeah.
people are shouting out opinions and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. So I'm going to
Well,
say
yeah,
I don't
the
have an
nudity that
opinion.
was actually in the book was from the memories of Auschwitz because they, when you were in Auschwitz, they took their clothes and they
Right.
were so it wasn't like they were having
It's not
really up
sexual. It's in the
close, and you know
context
what I'm
of
saying?
what
It
they
wasn't
went through.
pornographic. It was literally
Right.
they were showing the ribs and that these people were starving to death.
I
So
mean, me personally, I don't believe in erasing history, good, bad, or indifferent. You have to learn from the bad. You have to show the bad. So I don't have a problem with a historical recollection in any in medium like that because, like you said, the nudity is about what they went through, not about pornography. So from the outside looking in, I don't have a problem with it. But again, I haven't looked at the book, so I can't really say where I stand until I'm more informed. What I
I'd
do know
highly
is
encourage you to pick it up. It's one of the books that changed my life. I think I read it when I was 9 years old, and one of the books that really got me into comics in general. And I actually reread it 4 years ago. Whenever everyone started calling Nazis, I think in 2016, when everyone called each other Nazis, I reread it
yeah,
just for the
I have to say I am intrigued about it, but I also think we have a lot of other things going on right now to be focusing on Dr. Seuss or this book or any other book. There are more pressing concerns, and I think that we're being distracted by a lot of bullshit so that we can because divide and conquer is the oldest war strategy in the world. Right now,
right.
there are other things that are more important. I mean, there are people not working, people not putting food on their table, people being fired for not doing certain things that the federal government says. There's a lot of going on, and it doesn't matter which side you're on or not. I'm just saying that those are topics that have to be dealt with and discussed civilly across a table and figured out. But right now, we'd rather be barking and arguing with each other over nonsense instead of facing the things that really affect everyday lives. Because that book being in your schools is only going to educate you kids on the Holocaust. But even if you're not for the nudity, in the grand scheme of your kids getting an education, having food on the table, being able to provide, having a roof over your head, aren't those the economy, the safety of the country and our borders, all these things, aren't they what take precedence? Because when the country collapses, who gives a shit about what books are in a school? There's no school, there's no society, there's no community. So we
So
gotta
true.
pick and choose our battles, and we gotta start at the top from the biggest problem, then work our way down to the bottom problem. Because at the end of the day, the ones on the bottom don't mean a lick of shit if we don't fix the ones on top. That's like saying your roof has a huge hole in it and there's snow and rain coming through, the temperature's down, you're freezing, but you're arguing over which tablecloth looks nicer on the table.
Right,
Get your priorities straight.
right.
Get your priorities straight. We're all stupid. I mean, I'm sorry, we are. But getting back to comics, if you can't even get along in the comic book industry, this is what taught us morality. Comic books got me through a tough childhood. They taught me right and wrong, what it means to be a hero, what it means to sacrifice and to struggle and fight. Where did it turn into this perverse fighting over each other? Where did that happen? Because it's supposed to bring out the best of us when we read Superman. We're supposed to be aspiring to be Superman, not bringing Superman down to our level.
Bring them down for the prison rape. Sorry. If y'all
Yeah,
have read the new Superman line.
I'm glad you said that because I made a post about it and I had some people attack me. Here's the deal: I don't need to see Superman be as human as me and as flawed as me. You know why? I have 500,000 other superheroes that can do that. I need Captain America, Wonder Woman, and Superman to always be better than me so I can reach up to them. So I can try to aspire and reach up to grab their, attain where they are. Sometimes you need to leave that shit alone. You can't be
Right,
inspired by bringing idols down to your level because we're all fucked up. Don't
right.
make Superman fucked up too. Please keep him, preserve him. You can make everybody else screw. We have the Punisher and Batman and all these people that are anti-heroes that could be as screwed up as the rest of us. Leave Superman, Captain America, and Wonder Woman the hell alone.
But you
Can't agree
know,
more.
bro, when they turn Wolverine and Cyclops into to kissing, I just I just said fuck it. Marvel, no, no.
Are you
Marvel,
talking
no.
about them making them a couple?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
You know what's funny is I'm
I,
actually rewatching the animated series right
I
now, and
don't.
I'm like,
I
I
look.
can't look at it the same.
No, I look. Sorry. I can't because Marvel and DC. Okay, if you're going to make a character that's homosexual, create the motherfucker. Create them. Create them. Make a new one. But don't hold on. I'm gonna just make a point. Don't take and mix in that with that character because how you gonna go from one end to the other and tell us this nigga was straight? Now the motherfucker taking dingling in his ass.
Listen, make no mistake. That is not about championing diversity. That's a horseshit line. It's about lazy writing and not wanting to invest the money it takes into developing a new character. Think about this. If you take the symbol of Superman and the history and everybody's knowledge of Superman and you turn him into black or gay, that's not because you're trying to bring diversity. That's because you're too lazy to develop that character and spend the money on developing that character that you want to steal the mythos of an existing character. Because the truth is, you had Icon. Icon's a good character. He's a black Superman archetype that is an interesting character that you could have built up and made a book out of. But you know what? They don't want to build him up because it costs time and money. So instead, make Superman black. And it's bullshit. It's not about diversity. It's about lazy writing and saving money.
But see, that's the thing too. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You're trying to cater to your audience, cater to, but what if
But is that an
some?
audience? Are those people paying money legitimately? Because the friends I know who are paying money on comics don't pay money on those comics. And I'm an artist, and I've been through the music industry, and now I'm doing the art comic writing, and so I've met a lot of people, and I've never once met a homosexual couple that buys comic books. Not once. I've
I
known
met
a
a lot
lot.
of them. I met
They
a
do
lot of
not
them.
buy
I met a lot
comic
of them.
books.
I met a
Well,
lot of them.
Have
here's a
you?
big
Okay,
question
I
for
just
you.
haven't.
I
Here's a
met a
big
lot of
question
them.
for you. I don't see homosexual people as different than any other person, okay? I'll respect
Me
you no matter
neither.
what you do as long as you act like a decent
Me
human being,
neither.
right?
Yeah.
Why is it though? Like I can read an all black cast book and not feel like I can't connect to them as long as they're written like normal human beings. Like if Daniel has his moments of depression and self-doubt, he has his moments of confidence and triumph. He has his moments of feeling sad or happy. That's all everything I can relate to. So it doesn't matter what color he is. I can
Oh
relate
yeah.
to it. So why do gay people only need to relate to gay people in comics? Because the truth is, just write human characters and we can all relate. Who cares if you're gay or not? Just write a
It's
damn good book.
that's
I
what I've
owned
been
the
trying to
entire
say.
run of Man of Steel, like after the death of Superman, the one that they made the movie with Shaq, where he was, had the hammer and
Steel.
everything. I owned the
Steel.
whole thing. I bought it when I was like 12 or 13, and I loved it. And when Shaq
Yeah.
got that movie, I was there.
Right. And it's crazy, right? I had the action figure of Man of Steel. I had it. I was happy. But what I'm saying is that to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? and this is how I feel, man. Like I don't have a problem with homosexuals. No, 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 no. I'm just saying for a fact, like, why would you change
Right.
Wolverine from being a badass and going crazy and all that stuff from and it just baffles me that okay, at
It's
least
out of
little things we
character.
yeah, at least little
You don't
thing we
just turn
say.
gay.
Exactly. You don't just turn gay out of nowhere. Something gotta happen or something has to be done. You know what I'm saying? And like they just did it out of whack just because something happened in the world and they just want to cater to that. But I get
Right.
it. But you also hurting you're also losing money because you're gonna
Yeah,
lose
Superman's sales are down when they made his son take over the book and he's now gay or bisexual. They sales are down.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
But
okay, now I'm
that's
not
not an
saying
anti-gay statement. That's what are you doing? What are you doing? It just you're doing it.
Well, when we were okay, so when we were younger, besides the occasional love triangle, bedroom stuff didn't come into
Thank you.
books.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you're reading the new X-Men, and I think
Not
that's the
anymore.
most disturbing thing because I'm a huge X-Men fan,
I
is
was too.
that like I know the X-Men's positions on things that I never even cared to like. There's a whole rant that Nightcrawler goes on in one of the recent X-Men on why mutants should not they should outlaw condoms in their new mutant utopia. And I'm just like, why do I have to know
See, I'm so glad
Nightcrawler's
I stopped collecting. Nightcrawler's
opinion
my
on
favorite
condoms? I
character,
like
and
it,
that's what
it
you've
never
devolved
came
into.
up.
right. And see, this is the thing too. This is the thing. I would say it like this, and this just came in as a thought. I just thought about this. Instead of making Wolverine gay, right? Instead of making Wolverine gay or whatever, why don't you make a character related to Wolverine and say, "Oh, he's his gay child or bastard child or
Well,
his," you know what I'm
His
saying?
son Dakin is bisexual.
Okay, there you go.
Well, here's you know what disturbs me more than Wolverine and Cyclops, having a relationship on that, which is annoying to me, is that they made Jean Grey banging both of them. It's like, what are you doing? It's like there seems to be this thing is women are empowered if they're banging any guy they choose or if they act more like a man. I don't understand that. To me, you could be a feminine, beautiful woman and be strong and badass just the way you are, like Wonder Woman, you know. And
Yeah,
like, why did I always liked Scott. I mean, I read the X-Men for 40 years. Scott was that insecure shy guy and she was the beautiful woman that everybody wanted. And you know what? Scott got the girl. He was that loser that we all felt we were, and he got the girl. And I liked that. And then I never liked when Claremont threw the Wolverine thing in where she likes the bad boy. Because I'm tired of that. Because you know what? Girls do like bad boys. I get it. But it was like, you know what? The nice guy won for once. And you couldn't just leave that. You couldn't give that to us. You had to have her banging him too. And you know what? I'm sorry. I know I'm going to get flack for this. I don't like when guys sleep around. I don't like when women sleep around. I don't like it. And I don't care about it in books. Like you said, we never saw the bare ass picture of two people laying in bed when it was heterosexual. I don't want to see it when they're homosexual either. Keep your bare ass out of my comic. I want to see superheroes. I want to hear tales of morality and see action scenes. I don't care about condoms in my comic book.
I know. Why does it got to be brought up?
I look. That's why I said, man. I know. Look, I don't care what people think. I don't care whether we get flack or not. I tell you what, we say how we feel, and you say how you feel on the show, and you say what you say. You say what you say, and you mean what you say. And if people got something to say, they could come on the show and we could talk about it. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
It's not
North Star is
about
one of my favorite characters, and when he came out gay in '97 or whatever it was, I didn't mind. It actually made sense with his personality. You could see it. It was fine. It didn't bother me. I don't
Which
care that North
character?
Star's gay. North Star from Alpha Flight. He was always one of my
Oh
favorite
yeah, yeah,
characters.
yeah.
I didn't mind when they made him gay. What I do mind is when every story is focused on him being gay. because I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. You're not defined by being gay. Well, then stop defining yourself by being gay in comics. I don't care. Just give me a good story. And if he's gay, okay, fine. But let it go.
Yep.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah,
VUNNG?
it's the industry has gotten different. The industry to me feels more like propaganda today, and that's why I do enjoy indie better. And I try to focus and learn about as much indie stuff as possible because indie stuff is made by fans. Fans like books, and they're trying to make the book that they want to make, as opposed to these major corporations that are making the books because the parent corporation has an agenda. Like once we put agendas into fantasy, it just becomes crap every time. And so a great Game of Thrones is a great example. I have I watched one season of Game of Thrones. Love Lord of the Rings, love that type of stuff. But everyone was like, "Oh my God, you got to watch Game of Thrones." It was just everyone on the internet. All I heard was Game of Thrones. I watched one season of Game of Thrones, and all I saw out of like however many episodes it was constant, unending incest. It was the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen. I'm like, why is he sleeping with his mother? Why are him and his sister having? And it was just like,
The
and then
fuck?
so everyone, so and then all my friends are like, oh my god, and I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Like this is just a show about incest, and that I could never get that out. And so when everyone got disappointed with the end of it, I kind of felt justified. I was like, yeah,
Dog,
still
dog,
not
I
gonna
don't
watch Game
even.
of Thrones. Have no desire to.
Dog, incest, nigga. What, nigga?
You know, again
Ho.
though, like I said, you can use the current social climate as a backdrop for your stories. There's nothing wrong with that. But when a writer turns it into a pulpit to preach their opinions about the situation on you, you're no longer writing a good story. You're using the book as a megaphone. I
Yep.
don't care about your opinion as a writer. I care about a good story. And if I know your opinion as a writer on any political or social reason, level or situation, you failed as a writer. Period. I don't care who you
And
are, whether you're conservative or you're liberal or whatever. I don't care. I don't want to know your beliefs. I want a good story. End of story. That's it.
but to be honest, and I'm gonna tell you, man, what you just said. Hey, Jonathan, what you just said about what the hell you just said?
Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
about Game of Thrones. Nah, no, no,
You don't agree?
Ew. Yeah, I'm about to feel like maybe want to throw up. Incest, dog.
I
What the
mean, for
fuck is?
me, that's all I saw, and I was like, and again, I watched the first season, and I had no desire after that to go any farther because that's all I saw. If it
I
was like, I don't know.
I
And
get
I'm
it,
not gonna
but
say I'm not gonna watch stuff with nudity and stuff. It would have been cool, but it was like brother and sister, mom and son, and like it was just And then there was a
uh,
rape scene, and everyone was talking about how Jason Momoa raped someone, and everyone's like, oh, that's hot. I'm like, he's a rapist. This character just raped someone, and they want me to get on board that he's like the biggest sex star in the world, literally premiered as a rapist, and that's okay. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I can't, I could, it's too much for me to swallow, too much degeneracy for.
sorry about that. See, keep hitting the
Oh, you
button.
good?
No, man, like, ew. Oh man, y'all who was watching, well, zero people, whatever. I don't care. I just want to let y'all know this wasn't my idea for the incest. That was not my idea for the theme of Thrones. That was Jonathan's idea. That was Jonathan's idea. That wasn't my idea.
But I do apologize. I'm gonna have to get going. But look, I appreciate you having me on, and all I'm saying is, write whatever you're passionate about, but write a good story. Don't preach to us. Don't use your book as a pulpit or megaphone. Just write a good story, and I bet you'll reach more people with what you're trying to reach anyway than if you preach at someone. It's like if you tell a smoker why they shouldn't smoke and how it's going to kill them, they're just going to light up right in your face and say, "So what? Fuck you," right?
Right.
So stop preaching at people and just write good stories, and people can think for themselves, and you'll probably enlighten or open up more people to, that line of thinking by just writing it in a good way. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what you write about. That's your business.
Hey,
And
Phil, where
with
can people
that,
meet you on social media, and where can they buy your book?
Well, it's on Indiegogo right now. Tragedy chapters 1 and 2. I could get the link if you want to drop if you want me to drop it in. And I'm on Facebook as Philip Russert. PH. It's my name right there, but just my full name, Philip with 2 L's.
otherwise, it's AKA Philly Phil. Go ahead,
Yeah.
that's something about
I appreciate everybody that's supported and backed my book, and I thank you. And I really hope that we can all just really support each other, like Daniel said, and you can build an entire city if we all join in together. But if we're all focused on only our own house, it's going to take forever to get that city built. So let's be a community. Let's work together. Let's take care of each other. Stop fighting over nonsense, and let's start listening more and talking less.
Yeah. Otherwise, shut the
Amazing.
fuck up. No, I'm joking with you. Well, let's just.
Phil, we really
all right.
appreciate you being here.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah. On that note, everybody, we say bye, peace to the Middle East. No, peace. God bless, and we in your face, baby. Bye. Let's go
Join us next week, guys.
at 7 o'clock.
Everyone
Well,
has a
at
great
2 o'clock.
day.
Sorry
Like,
about
share,
that.
and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, and follow me on Tech Servitor and Apocalypse Report on YouTube.
Well, damn. Can I go? Can we go?
And on Facebook. All right, guys. Y'all have a